today we're going to be asking a simple question, answering a simple question. First of all, what is a dividend? A dividend is basically a payment a company makes to its shareholders for holding the stock, basically for taking that risk. And essentially it's a percentage, usually a yield, a certain amount per share. Now, a lot of people on the internet have taken this approach of building a purely dividend portfolio, which just has the purpose of gaining dividends instead of capital gains. Now, the goal is to make the dividend portfolio so big that it replaces your primary income. In theory, it's a great idea, but dividends aren't so glamorous. When a company pays out a huge dividend, it usually sacrifices its capital growth. Simply because if a company is paying a lot to its shareholders, it usually doesn't have enough cash to invest back in the business. For example, tech companies like Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft have very low dividends, but their growth is immense compared to dividend companies where the growth isn't really comparable to these tech companies with low dividends. Now, personally, I have a mixed approach. I don't primarily focus on dividends. I own a couple dividend stocks, but the majority of my portfolio is just growth ETFs, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ. That's what I'm mainly focusing on because I'm young and I'm focusing on capital growth. In total, dividend stocks make up around 15% of my total portfolio. It's not too much, but it's enough to make kind of an impact. I think in total, around every month, I get $200 in dividends. Nothing crazy, nothing life-changing, but I'm not complaining. I do reinvest the dividends every single time. I don't need the extra $200, so I just reinvest it automatically. There's something called DRIP, Dividend Reinvestment Program. If your brokerage has this program, use it. It just automatically reinvests the dividends and helps grow your portfolio. Now, the big question is, how much do you guys have to invest to receive a livable income from dividends? I did some math, and to generate around $4,000 per month, which a lot of people would need in retirement, at least to replace their full income, you need a portfolio valued at around $1.2 million, assuming an average dividend yield of 4%. Now, there are a couple big companies that offer around 4% in dividend yield. In Canada, there's a company called Enbridge, which actually offers around a 5% dividend, which was actually higher than the 4%. A couple of other good ones are Pfizer, Verizon, Altria. There's a bunch of different stocks, big companies, small companies that offer dividends close to that 4%. It's not really common just because 4% is kind of really high. But companies like Chevron, Pepsi, TD Bank, Canadian Natural Resources, these types of companies do have pretty high dividend yields and they do still grow. Pepsi has grown over years. TD has, Canadian Natural Resources has. So some of these companies you gotta do your research, but it's not a bad idea. To have a portfolio that just completely replaces your income, there's not really a risk. Typically, these companies have a pretty consistent dividend yield, so it's nothing crazy. Like month to month, the amount won't change that much. You could pretty much depend on this dividend income. Compared to capital growth, where 1 year it could be down 20%, the other year it could be up 30%. It's really kind of random. But yeah, dividends do provide kind of a stability to your income. Now, if you're starting from zero, I'd recommend simply investing into ETFs, dividend ETFs, if you are focusing on a dividend portfolio. There's a couple really good ones. In Canada, there's one called VDY. It offers around 4% dividend yield as well. And the growth year over year isn't too crazy, but last year it did go up 20%. Year to date, it's down 0.4%, but over 5 years, it's been up 35%. So the capital growth is still pretty good and the dividend yield is really good at 4%. In America, there's also one called SCHD, which is pretty popular, the Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF. The yield for that one's 3.7%, so close to the 4%, and it does have a pretty good return year over year. So those two are great options. I'd recommend just investing in those. I don't want to give you guys any specific stock picks just because it's way too risky and I don't want to give you guys that risk. Other than that, those are the two options, US, Canada, that I would recommend if you are trying to focus on that dividend portfolio. Again, I'd recommend you guys get started on investing, get started on getting your dividends in. It's really entertaining to see like the money that comes in automatically. It's actually the only real passive income kind of, because it's really just automatic. You just buy the stock, you get the dividend. It's pretty passive, like like 100% passive. A lot of people claim passive income with these other things, but this is the true passive income. Every single month I expect, you know, a couple $100 from my dividends. I don't have to do anything. It just automatically goes into my bank account. So honestly, it is the best kind of passive income. Give it a try. Use my links in the description box below. Start your investing journey. I have a Wealth Simple link. You get $25, I think. A couple other links if you guys want to start your Shopify business. There's a link there. Check them out. It helps me out. I am going to try to start a series where every dollar made from this channel, I let you guys pick the stocks or ETFs I buy by choosing the highest liked comment on every video. So you guys can start now. I think tomorrow or the next video we'll start this journey where every single dollar made from this channel, I buy stocks that you guys choose. So name some stocks in the comment section below you guys want me to buy. You guys can troll me, tell me to buy GameStop, whatever. Give me some suggestions below. So far we've made $0, but hopefully after this video we at least make a couple dollars. If you guys sign up with my Wealth Simple link, that would help out. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys understand dividends a little bit better. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time.